I will say that that is a little too bright for me. It's hurting my eyeballs. I don't know who that was trying to call me right now. Not like I talked to anybody. All right. I need something to play with while I do this. So why not this? Yeah. Big old crystal ball, selenite ball. Yeah. Yeah. How's this for the music? Yeah. So I might add some more here in a minute, guys. Let me get through these first, okay? So here's the thing, guys. I know a lot of people are telling everybody on YouTube lately, and I've seen this happen, and it's not cool. I've had also people reach out to me and say, well, so-and-so told me I had an attachment. So-and-so told me I had an attachment. Y'all, not everybody has a fucking attachment. You don't. Before you get a read from anybody, myself included, listen to the other readings that they're doing. And if their reading is like everybody else's reading, they're just giving everybody a blanket reading. Okay? Listen, if that person resonates with you, then absolutely. But not everybody has an attachment, y'all. I promise. Okay? Sometimes you just have an asshole spirit guide because that happens. So, yeah. All right. Miss Catherine Mizell is first. So, with channel reads, guys, sometimes the things that I see make no sense to me, and I still have to fight saying that makes no sense. It's not supposed to make sense to me. It's supposed to make sense to you guys. Okay? Thank you for that. Thank you, Kelly. I'm going to move you all over here so I'm looking at both cameras kind of. Also with channeled reads, here's the other thing, okay? Sometimes they're like a logic puzzle. And when I see maybe weird things, a color, an animal, whatever. So whenever I'm telling you what I'm telling you, and this is why I've got it on YouTube so you can go back and listen, okay? You need to write everything down, and you are going to have homework after a channeled read. When you look something up, guys, and this goes for anything, on Google, all you have to do is hit spiritual meaning of blah, blah, blah. Okay? Take the average of what pulls up. There's always going to be, everything's going to look about the same. There's always going to be one thing that's like, oh no, it's left field. Just take the average. Okay? All right, you ready? So some of you guys I've read for a lot. So when certain things pop up, I already know what they mean. So Kathy, one of the first thing that popped up is, thank you, Michelle, for that. You're so sweet. Is the boat. This is a blue and white boat, though. So it looks a tiny bit different from the boat before, but it's blue and white. For some reason, it's important that I tell you it's pointing to the left. This is my left because I'm back on here. It's important that it's pointed to the left. The left is your spiritual side, is what's supposed to happen. As soon as I said that, it's on completely brand new, fresh green grass. Like I can even smell the green grass. There's something that's shifting in your life with you right now that you're not seeing in the right way. Instead of seeing the boat head on, look at the boat in a different way. Look at what's going on in your life in a different way. Thank you for that, love. Because when you see the boat for what it is, and when you see it turned, you're going to see all of the brand new, beautiful green grass underneath it. And it's like when I see the boat turn and I see the grass, it's a completely different feeling than seeing the boat head on. When I saw the boat head on and you see the, the bow of the boat, it's anxiety. It was stress. And then when the boat turned and I see it that way and I can see all the grass and breathe in the grass. And this is what I keep seeing. This is why I'm talking about it over and over to reiterate this. The grass is hope. The grass is brand new. The grass is moving forward. Look at the boat in a different way. Okay. Hmm. So because I've read a lot for Kathy, I know who the boat is, who the boat symbolizes. And so as soon as I was about to say that, there's the porch over here and the rocking chair and the flannel shirt and the front door opening. So where you have felt disconnected for a long time, everything is suddenly just right back in. Everybody is right there. They never left. Okay. They never left. Sometimes we block out. Sometimes we block out our own gifts. We just do. Everybody has a different reason for it. I even do it sometimes. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. They never left, Kathy. All right. Miss Christine Carver is next. Thank you, Kathy. I didn't know if you were here or not. I didn't see your comments, but I'm also not super paying attention to comments. So I'm sorry that you feel like they left. All right. So, Christine, the first thing I saw, it's like a circle, and then I saw a star, but the star is standing up. So it's almost like an award, right? You know how there's like the base and then the star standing up in it. But this signifies something specific. Um, Whatever it is revolves around your son as well. Because whatever this award is, I keep seeing the star on top of the base. Star on top of the base. And it's like something that's really been worked for, something that's really been pushed, 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 pushed. Like this is a massive, massive thing. Even though it's a little small reward, it's a massive thing. So when this award comes up and it's little bitty small, make sure you make it a big thing for him. It doesn't seem that big, but it's massive for him. What's funny is whatever this thing revolves around, whatever this star is, thank you, human monstrosity, whatever this award is, once it happens, and I feel like it's like right on the precipice of happening, it sets him on a path. It sets him on his path. So where you've been wanting him to find focus, where you've been wanting him to find what he needs to be when he grows up and is a big boy, this little tiny, tiny award that he's worked so hard for sets him on that path. So celebrate it because this is the first step of him becoming who he's supposed to be. That makes sense. I still keep seeing the star on top of the circle. So, yeah, the star on top of the circle is important, whatever that is. So, I don't know. So, like, it literally looks like something you see on top of cake. Like, it's flat, and then the star is right here, and it's little. So, yeah. Oh, these always make me yawn. Y'all are gonna love it. And they make me hungry. So guess what I have? Charcuterie board. Apparently, I'm breaking my computer. Hey, Tiffany, can you do me a favor while I'm doing these? Thank you, JoJo. I love you too. Can you check in the people as I go down the list? Pretty please and thank you, and I love you. All right. Miss Emily. So right off the bat for you, it's a green elephant, but it's like a patchwork stuffed animal elephant. Not a real elephant. And it's like kind of tattered and torn. I adore you too. Thank you, charming. But what's funny is when I see the elephant, I just want to squeeze the shit out of it. Like it's super happy. It's a happy place. And I don't know why I just heard this phrase, but here you go. I was told to ask who your grandma is. Who's your grandma? Okay. Not who's your mom, not who's your daddy, who's your grandma? Whoever this elephant represents. This is a very decadent boho esque bright greens with black fringe. And what's awesome is now there are raspberries. Okay. All right. So with a reading like this, like I said, I'm not supposed to be the one that understands it. This is just what I got. Okay. So if you don't know what the elephant stands for, if the elephant doesn't like, if you're not like, oh my God, I had that stuffed animal as a kid, look up what green means, look up what elephants mean. There is you on, I knew it was coming. So the patchwork elephant like that, a patchwork animal represents home, represents comfort, represents the old, welcome you back in. So I don't understand what the raspberries were after, but it's like I saw a whole bunch of them scattered around, bright red, just picked. Like I really want raspberries now. So thanks whoever sent me that. I appreciate that. And now I keep saying food, and it's not because I've got food over here, but well, I say food, raspberries, and then toast, but it's like breakfast, like the perfect kind of toast. I don't understand what this has to do with your grandma, but they keep pointing back to that. So, so I don't know if this is your grandma saying hi or whatever. Um, so yeah. So there you go, Miss Emily. Hug the patchwork elephant. Talk to your grandma. Okay. Emily, is that you? Naughty Velma, is that you? My nose itches. Why does my nose itch? Stop it. Gotcha. So you understood what I meant? Oh, I didn't mean to pause. Kind of. Okay. Gotcha. So one thing I love when I'm doing channel reads, a lot of times there's a tiny bit of mediumship in there, okay? And I see people come into the live and they're like, oh my God, I just got here and my grandma, my mom, my aunt, whatever. You were meant to pop in at that time to hear that. How many people are there on TikTok right now live? Probably more than we really know. But yet you popped in and heard that particular thing. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Just saying what I'm saying. All right. Tina Crowley, are you ready? comfortable here. You too, Wolf Mother. I even have my Ouija board blanket right here. Y'all, I'm telling you what, Spirit Halloween had some good shit this year. I was eating Swiss cheese, yes. Charcuterie board. All right. All right, Miss Tina, you ready? See? Dreamwalker 777. Yep. Glad you popped in, love. Miss Tina. So the first thing I saw for you is a row of bells. Like, well, they're big. They're big brass bells. But behind them is blue. It's either satin or velvet. It's like this beautiful, rich, rich blue. And then these bells. There's at least five of them. I can only see like this part. And what's funny is I saw it and then suddenly I'm shifted behind it. Like I'm in the velvet looking forward and I can see the bells up here, but everything out here is black. But it's not a scary black and it's not anything at all to be afraid of. Does that make sense? So whatever it is that's going on around you, all the spiky shit, all the hateful, mean, nasty shit. You being in your own little space with your bells above you protecting you. So bells spiritually are to clear out negative spirits. Bells are used to clear away negative entities, negative energies, negative bullshit. Bullshit in general. There are 5 of them hanging here. And it's like you are this beautiful, I want to say it's velvet tapestry. I mean, it's like a rich cobalt blue. Don't stress about the shit and the darkness around you. Don't stress about the darkness behind you. Because where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. The light that's shining on you right now is keeping all that dark shit away from you. Every now and then reach up and just listen to the bells. Just run your hand along the bells and listen to them tinkle and listen to all of the bullshit scamper away. You're amazingly protected in the space you're in right now, Tina. You don't need to shift. You don't need to change. Sometimes being on the plateau sucks, but you're exactly where you're supposed to be on this plateau right now. Okay? I love you too. Good night, Shook. So, I know it's easier said than done, and sometimes it's really hard to not stress when all of this crazy shit is going on around you. But, like I said, just take a breath and reach up and listen to the bells. But you definitely need to look up what cobalt blue means spiritually and what velvet means spiritually. Okay? Really rich, beautiful, thick velvet. That's you. It symbolizes you right now. Okay? I always hate telling people not to stress because I love you too, goddess. We all know we're not supposed to stress, but you have all this shit going on around you. For some reason, I keep getting pulled back to the velvet. I have to stop myself from saying I don't understand, but I keep getting pulled back to the blue velvet. It also, not only does it represent you, but it represents somebody else. Okay? That's somebody that, thank you, ASC. I'm trying to wink and like, I got that, like, I have no game. All right, Miss Amanda Navarro, you ready? No game. I like to say I'm single because I want to be single, but it's because I have no game. There you go. Better. All right, Miss Amanda, you ready? So as soon as I took the deep breath, it's like I got bombarded from over here with all these. It's almost like Valentine's Day paper hearts. You know what I'm talking about? Like the paper ones. And they're white and they're light pink and they're like a peach color. No red. They're all muted colors, white, peach, and pink. But what's funny is when they came at me like this, even though I saw them as the paper hearts, it's like I instantly felt like I was just bombarded with a love ray. Like it's funny. And not like, oh, I love you. Like calm, happy, motherly type, maternal, wrap you up in a blanket, hug the shit out of you kind of love. Okay. This is you, isn't it? The people that you've been sending this type of love to, the people that you've been giving that part of yourself to, that beautiful, calm, nice, sweet, just motherly love. You're changing everything about their path. You're changing where they're going. You're changing the walls that are in front of them. You're changing how they shift to get around the walls. You're changing how they see life. I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you, Amanda. Don't stop doing that. You're making massive ripples more so than you ever realize. More so than you ever realize. This is the universe's way of acknowledging the little things you've been doing when you can do that. And I know that you're really, really busy and you're running here and here and here and here. But you're shifting people onto their path in a nice, amazing way. Okay? So don't stop, okay? Okay? You guys are so sweet. Thank you. All right. Miss Gay Glover. Are you ready, girl? Yeah. Guys, at the last count, there were like 43 or 44 fake me's on here. Please, please block and report them, okay? Please. That's funny. So I closed my eyes for a second when I was taking the deep breath, right? So channeled reads are interesting. They come at me in different ways, like these images and so on. It's like a mediumship, but a little different. I don't know how to explain it. Same, but different. So anyway, I digress. So as I close my eyes, I see this big old piggy nose coming like this. I mean, an actual pig nose, like wanting to like, you know how sometimes the potbelly pigs, they'll come, they're like little dogs, you know, and they come at you and they want to like poke you with their nose and like, hey, but at the same time, it's like, I love you, I'm kissing you. Like that's literally how the piggy nose came at me. It's so cute. So I don't know what the spiritual meaning of a pig is, but yeah, I love it. But it literally, a big old huge piggy nose like that, and kind of stopped right there and just like poked a little bit. Well, I can also tell you it's a black pig. Okay, now I'm curious because this is like an animal spirit guide, and this one's around you all the time. So now I'm curious, have you been seeing pigs? Because this is like a very specific thing that you probably wouldn't see. It's different than just seeing pigs out in the country, or you know, your friend has a potbelly pig or whatever. It's different than that. Guys, when you have a spirit animal poking at you, trying to guide you somewhere, you see them in the weirdest places. So you're at a gas station and you go inside and there's a big black potbelly pig statue sitting on the counter, or you know what I mean? Like a place where you're like, that's weird, that's a pig, and you notice it. That kind of pointing, okay? Whatever this black pig represents for you, it's a really good thing. Like I said, it came up and was like poking me in the face. You know what I mean? Like awesome. It was very, very sweet. Pay attention, just like pay attention to White Rabbit, Miss Gay. This is pay attention to the black pigs. Pay attention to the black pig. And I will tell you, it's a big old chubby, chubby pig too. It's like the big, huge, round pig, not a little tiny pig. Big, huge, round pig. I keep seeing his nose, and I don't understand, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So in his nostrils, it's blue. I don't know if these are stones, if they're marbles or what, but there are it's two round blue things. I feel like these are beads and I feel like they're broken and I feel like you keep a few of these broken beads even though you didn't it's like when whatever this was that busted, you didn't get all of it, but for some reason there's two beads that you have that you keep. It's like a reminder. So the reminder is important. What's even more interesting is I feel like the pig is trying to help you. The reminder is important, but not the pain that went with it. There we go. The pig's trying to help you take the pain away. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So keep the reminder, but not the pain that went with it. Okay. Okay. All right. Miss Shannon Sprague, you ready? I guess just every time I change people, I'm just going to eat a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Good night, Mick. Well, I thought I had blocked. There we go. There we go. Trolls need love too, guys. Even the hateful ones. Happy birthday for tomorrow, hon. All right. Miss Shannon, ready? So the first thing that I saw with you before that was a whole bunch of figure eights, gold figure eight pieces, and they're scattered on the floor like this. And I said figure eights, not infinity, for a reason, because I'm trying to decipher what these are because instead of just seeing the figure eight, these are actually like metal pieces. So I don't know if they're jewelry pieces, if they're just something you're going to come across. I don't know. Okay. But that really isn't funny. Give me just a second, guys. I love I love the trolls tonight. They're bringing their A game. So with these figure 8 pieces. Thank you, Sass. Unfortunately, that was probably a fake account, but that's still not funny, and I will be reporting it. To me, that is the same thing as threatening a kid, threatening one of my kids, and I take that very seriously. So yeah, not okay. Not okay at all in any way, shape, or form. And on that same video that some of these trolls are coming from, there were a couple of people saying, "Oh, Salem was right," or "We should go back to that." And I'm like, it is what it is. Hey, Daphne Pooh, how are you, sweet pea? How are you doing? So, Miss Shannon, let's go. Let's go back to figure eights because I don't need to worry about that, right? So these are actually spread on something kind of forest green color, but there's a whole bunch of different ones on there. It's just like somebody dropped a whole bunch of them right there. But I keep seeing just the pile, and the pile starts to get sparser and sparser, almost like somebody is sorting them out. Does that make sense? I love you too, sweet pea. Thank you for screenshotting all of that too. For my Wranglers, because I see that the trolls are amping up a little bit. So before you mute or block somebody that's saying those kind of things, will you please take a screenshot for me and then send it to me here in a little bit? Because yeah, I will be making sure that I report that person. So I appreciate it. So what's funny is as I try to get past the figure eights, it's like I keep getting brought back to one in the very middle. And as it's getting sorted through, it's like the one that's on the very bottom of the pile is covered in diamonds. It's covered in diamonds. But it's hard to see when everything else. Does that make sense? It's hard to see with everything else. What this is telling me is that you've got a humongous pile of things on your plate. It's taking you a while to sort through everything. It's okay. It's okay if it takes you a while to sort through everything. That's how you find the diamond coated one at the bottom. So just breathe, sort through the little ones, and find the one at the bottom, okay? And I have a feeling that people are telling you to move, do, go, 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 go. Don't worry about it. You go at Shannon's pace. Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate that. I love the jellyfishes. Oh, honey. I will happily be your crazy favorite aunt. How about that? Yeah? So, take your time, Shannon. Don't stress. Okay? Thank you, Lena. Thank you, sweet pea. And if anybody tries to push you to move faster than you want to move, you just let me know, Shannon, and we'll spiritually throw punch them for you. Okay? We'll 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 got them. Yeah. Yeah, I know that did say that, didn't it? That's why I was like, okay, then. I don't remember listening to it say this. So on YouTube, I've been listening to lo-fi. This one in particular, I've been listening to this one channel, Lo-Fi Vibes, because I like me some Adventure Time, and all of their things have that on there. And I was listening to this one the other day, and a lot of them are live, so I don't know what that said, but okay, all right then. Thank you. All right, Renee, you ready? Yeah, so this one right here is Jake riding in the back of the car, and you can see the stars going by in the background. It's really funny. It's awesome. Aw, thank you, Shakespeare. All right. All right, Miss Daphne Poop. You're welcome, Alchemy Farms. So Renee, the first thing that I pull with yours, it's this huge red, I'm gonna say pyramid, but it's like very elongated. It's not a normal pyramid like we think of. It's very, very elongated. It's not an arrow though, but it's very elongated like this, pointing straight. It's like right in the middle of my vision, like that. Bright, bright red. And at the top of it, so where it comes up like this, it's very long, very elongated. And at the top of it is a green, I'm just gonna say circle because it seems two dimensional. It doesn't seem like a sphere. I feel like this is a logo because it doesn't move, it doesn't rotate, and it's two dimensional. Okay. It's two dimensional. So I feel like this is a logo. And for some reason, I need to tell you not to worry about this logo, not to be afraid of this logo. It's like seeing this logo or these two things together is something that, like, it makes my chest tight, like somebody squeezing my chest. So don't stress about it. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Don't stress about it. Know that whenever you see this logo, the triangle with the sphere at the top, the circle at the top, I have a feeling that the first impression is going to be something bad. And for some reason, I feel like this is medical. I feel like it's a doctor's office or insurance. It's something to do with that. So the first impression is that it's going to be something bad. It's not. Let it play out before you make your judgment. Okay. Okay. It's important. So about the time that I put my cursor back on your name, I've never seen this before, but this is the only way I can describe it. You know, like at Halloween where they have the fake spiders, they have the big, huge, long legs. You know, it looks like a daddy long leg, but it's like big, huge. It's like I saw one of those come down over the sphere like this, or the green circle, but it's blue. It's a bright blue spider, like sky blue. Yeah, bright sky blue. All right, Christy Walker, are you ready? Hey, check it out, pickles. So the first thing I see with you, Christy, is chopsticks. 3 pairs. 3 pairs. One's green and white, one's black, one's red and white. Green and white, black, red and white. So the green and white, the colors, and the red and white are specific. The black are solid black, but the pair over here that's green and white, they're green on the top and white on the bottom, and there's an angle like this. And I don't know why I have to describe it all, but I do. Green, white, but it's an angle like this. The red and white are like that too, but different. So the red and white at the bottom, and they're angled like this. So they're green is angled like this, red is angled like this. It's obviously important. I don't know why. Now, when I get off here, I'm going to have to look and see what's chopsticks mean spiritually. Because it's the first time I've seen chopsticks in a flannel channel read. I keep seeing different types of fish, but about the time that I go, okay, this is this, it's like it's gone. And it's like I see them big and they come like this, and it's almost like they flash and then leave just like that. For some reason, it's reminding me, and I feel like I need to say something about deep sea fishing, but I don't understand why. but the water around me is like black. So I don't know if this is at night or what. There's nothing bad. So when I'm saying that, like, I don't get a bad feeling from it. So if this is signifying a deep sea fishing trip, um, there's nothing bad. Like, I'm actually really excited seeing all of these different types of fish. I mean, like, I can tell you that one is one of the big, huge, massive tunas. I don't know what the red one is. Snapper, I guess. Big, huge redfish. Those are only two I keep seeing over and over. So tuna, like the big sailfin tuna or whatever they're called, that are the beautiful blue and green, and then a bright red, big, huge red snapper. So whatever those mean spiritually is important. And then I see flour, like flour you bake with. And it's like when I saw it, it had just fallen over and it's all over the floor. Like like if you were to take a bag that's open and just knock it over, and you know how it would just fall like that's what I saw. So leave the flour. It's okay to leave the flour. You don't have to clean everything up right away. Thank you, Bella. So don't stress to clean everything up right away, okay? All right, Miss Bitsy. Ready? I love me some Pringles. Thank you so much for the galaxy, Carmen. It's either too hot in here or too cold. Too hot or too cold. Hey, Bitsy, how are you, sugar? Thank you, Carmen. All right. With you, Bitsy, as soon as I took the deep breath, so like I focus on y'all's name, I take a deep breath, you know. It's like all these bubbles just started doing this around me. You know, like when a kid blows bubbles or a bubble machine, but these are like good size. They're like this big. Well, not quite this size, but it's like I'm just standing there. You're standing there, and the bubbles are just like falling like this, almost this dreamy like way. But they don't pop. It's like they, for some reason, get right about here and then they just disappear. They don't pop, they're just gone. You need to be catching the bubbles. You just really need to hold out your hand like this and catch the bubbles. You're on the right path. You're learning the right things and you're pulling in everything you need to know going forward. Like you're literally pulling in all the downloads that are coming your way with everything you're doing. But for some reason, when they get here, they just dissipate and you don't ever get the full amount of the download. You literally just need to hold your hands out. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain that. But it's just, I keep feeling like this, like you just need to go like that and hold your hands out and let the bubbles go fall on your hands. It's like the parts of the download that you're missing, it's the easiest thing to get them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think that you're overthinking the downloads. You're overthinking processing everything. Don't let it overwhelm you. You've got this and you are understanding everything as it comes. You're catching on like this because you're meant to catch on like this. You're meant to do the things you're doing. So it's not that you're not catching something. It's not that it's too easy. It's not that You know how sometimes when we do something and it's too easy and we're like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. That's not it at all. You're meant to do these things and you're meant to learn these things and you're meant to have these skills. That's why it's like second nature to you already. Don't overthink it. And for some reason, I feel like I need to tell you, yes, you can handle the other class. Yes, you can handle one more thing on top of all the things you're already learning. So I don't know if you're on the fence about learning something new or adding another class or so or whatever, but yes, you can handle it. It goes hand in hand with everything else. Well, I'm glad that made sense, Bitsy. Oh, thank you, Carmen. I followed you, love. Thank you so much. So, how often do I retouch my palms? Usually every couple of days. So see how this one's faded? I do it at night before I go to bed and I sleep in the henna. So I just did this one the other day because your hands. So here's the cool thing, like your hands, they can get super, super dark. The henna can get really dark, but the skin on your hands regenerates faster than any part of your body. So I have to redo them really about every 3 or 4 days. So yeah, it's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of upkeep. So, all right, Miss Stephanie Busby, you ready? Oh, thank you. We'll move this. You're welcome. Mhm. I do palm readings when I travel because it's really hard to do them over pictures. All right, ready? So, Stephanie, the very first thing I see with you is the color lavender, like this beautiful, soft lavender. And it's like here, and then this beautiful baby pink comes like that. So, let me say this, it's okay to be calm. It's okay to be frou frou, and it's okay to be happy. Sometimes the people around us are so miserable, they make us feel like we have to be miserable as well, even when we're not and we don't want to be miserable. So that's the same thing. Whatever the turquoise and the pink represents for you, Stephanie, because it's like two separate things. Like here's the lavender, not the turquoise, and then the pink comes like this, and they sit like that. Put up your shielding and put up your grounding and put up everything you need to around yourself when you're around these other people because the lavender and that baby pink are important. Their negative bullshit is not. And it's like, thank you, Alexis. It's like I keep feeling like these two things, the lavender and the pink, are a big part of you and want to be out in the open. And this person like makes them do that. You've got to put up your protections, your little spiky balls, and push them away from you. The world needs to see those colors. The world needs to see that part of Stephanie. You're welcome, Lily Girl. The world needs to see that part of Stephanie. Okay? Okay? Yeah, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. So protect you, Stephanie. Okay? Protect you. Yes, you did, Lisha, honey. All right. Miss Teresa Dewsbury. Let me refresh my list real quick. That's weird. It just showed me that I blocked someone earlier. What is up? Well, here I go breaking shit again. Teresa, you about ready? There we go. All right. How many of y'all are Rick and Morty fans? My kid and I were joking about like the Crumbopulous Michael the other day, and so we've been saying that repeatedly. So that's why I said, "Here I go breaking shit again." That's in my head. What I heard. What I heard. All right. So the first thing I see is a little white Scotty dog, like just the face. So it's almost like a magnet or something. This cute little white Scotty dog. It is. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. Mortimer Smith. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that episode too. I love I love me some Rick and Morty. So it's funny, like I saw the face and I saw the head, and it's on this background of like navy blue. So maybe it's not a magnet, maybe it's a button or just a picture. I don't know. But it's ceramic. Okay, I'm talking about a specific thing. Okay. So sometimes when I'm channeling stuff and it turns a little bit different, it's almost like I can feel the item. Um, this is ceramic. It's like literally ceramic. So I don't know what it is, but it's on something really, really dark blue. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. It keeps getting smaller as I'm watching the dark blue, and because at first I saw it like this, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Because right now it's only like this size. It's little bitty. So I don't know what the Scotty dog represents, what that breed represents. So white Scotty dog, navy blue. But the navy blue gets brighter. As the Scotty dog gets littler, the navy blue gets brighter. Why are you waiting, Teresa? Why are you waiting? For some reason, it's like there's this anticipation with this navy blue color. It's just there. I don't know what you're waiting for, but stop waiting. Stop holding yourself back to make somebody else happy. Stop holding yourself back because somebody told you, whatever the reason is, stop waiting. Stop waiting. If you keep waiting, the opportunity that's there right now that's going to come your way as you move forward won't be there forever. This is the opportunity that you want to take. Not that there won't be other opportunities, but this one right here is the one you want. This is the one you want. And I feel like it's a who is holding you back. It's not you. It's like you're holding yourself back for someone else to make someone else happy. Does that make sense? Don't do that. Don't do that anymore, because I don't know if you caught the part of the Reiki where I was talking about that the people that are here to hold you back are your tests. They are the things you have to overcome. That's what this person is. The opportunity that comes along with moving forward right now is the one you want. It's the one that's best for you. Does that make sense? You know how there's like door 1, 2, or 3. So it's the same thing behind each door. the same type of opportunity. But this door number 1 is the one that's going to make Teresa the most happy. So that's what you want to do. Okay. Stop wasting time. Stop holding Teresa back for someone else. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Get all comfy here. I forgot how much I like doing channel readings. They're interesting. And pickles. Complete sense. Good. Good. All right. So, Miss Barb, the first thing I saw with you is a purple tulip. You know those ones that are like so richly purple, it's almost like unreal that they're actually a real flower. It's like this beautiful, beautiful, rich purple. And it's like the only one. Thank you, Vegas Wolf. All the ones around it are white. This is the only one. It's funny. Like, as I said, that's the only one. I was only seeing a few around it. And then suddenly, like, the whole field is white tulips. And there's one purple tulip in the middle. One little, well, I mean, it becomes little as I'm looking out, but one bright purple tulip. This one tulip is so special. As I'm watching all these other white tulips around it, this one purple tulip almost turns black. It's so dark. So you need to protect this tulip. Whoever this tulip represents, you need to protect this tulip. This tulip is so special. It's so much more than any of the other tulips around it. And what's funny is it's like no one sees this tulip. No one sees this tulip. You do, but no one else seems to see this tulip. This one tulip is going to change so much in the world. It's going to change so much in the world around you. Like, this tulip is someone you know. It's someone you know. Thank you for the swan, Charles. So I don't know if that makes sense, but this tulip is super important. Okay. Thank you, Donna Pooh. So I don't know if she heard that or not, Donna, but so yeah. Oh. All right, Jen Keller, you ready? Good. There's Miss Barb. I didn't see you pop up, so I was like, "Where's Barb at?" So I can tell that storm moved in. All that sinus pressure right through here. It's like somebody just went poof. Fun. And my legs itchy. Hey, Jen. So one thing that I found out is a perk to having all the tattoos. I had to go have blood drawn this week just to check up, guys. Okay. Like my A1C and so on. But the girl that drew my blood, like, was digging the needle in. So I have this nasty bruise right here, right? But it's right at the end of this new tattoo, and it literally just looks like it's faded part of the tattoo. I'm like, score. Oh, you think it's Donna? I mean, if she's your little dark purple tulip. All right. what's funny is when you said that, it's like I see the tulips again, and maybe this will help you determine who it is. This one tulip, this purple tulip, is so much heavier and thicker than every white tulip around it. It's almost like this purple tulip is made of stained glass and no one sees the beauty of this tulip, even though it stands out so plainly from all the white tulips around it. It's literally the most beautiful tulip that there is. No one seems to see it. And here's the thing, that's just fine. That's just fine. So, yeah. So I hope that helps. Because as soon as I said that and I went to move on to Jen's name, it's like I saw this, you know how the stained glass has the bevel around it. So, yeah. So, all right, Miss Jen, you ready? You're welcome, Miss Barb. How are you, honey? Thank you, Miss Donna. So, Jen, the first thing I see with you are 3 red spheres. One's about this size. Okay, so it sits right here. There's a big red one about like this, almost soccer ball size. And then there's a small one over here. But they're just sitting there in that order. The medium one, the big one, and then the little one. And then French fries. Okay. Like I'm down for French fries. Maybe they're not French fries because it's like, okay. So remember how I said that one was here, this one was here, the little one was here. It's like it's right here. So it's almost like straw or something, but it comes up like that. Maybe it, oh, okay. I'm wrong. It's not French fries or straw, but maybe it's because I'm hungry and I saw French fries. But you know, when you get the little, God damn it, the little celebration things that you tie a balloon to, and they're like gold foil or whatever. So it has like the base at the bottom that's heavy and all the little sparkle things that come up. That's what I'm seeing, but I'm looking down on it like this. That's why I thought it was like French fries or whatever. I'm like, ooh, French fries. I have a problem, y'all. I need to go to French Fries Anonymous. I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. But I digress because we're talking about Jen, not my French fry habit. So yeah, a balloon weight or whatever it is. But it's funny. It's like I'm looking down on it so I can only see the top of it. But it's gold. It's like bright gold. So whatever these 3 red spheres represent, there's some celebration with them. It's like the celebration is in front of them, but they don't want to, they don't they don't feel like they should, like they're just still. For some reason the 3 spheres are still, even though the celebration is right in front of them. I don't know if that makes sense. Almost like they're holding themselves back from celebrating. Or it's a false celebration, one or the other. But I feel like they're just sitting there. What's interesting around these as well, and I just keep doing this because it's like I feel like they're being held back like this. What's interesting around the 3 of these, there's this big swirling, like just roundabout energy around these 3 spheres here. It just keeps doing this. It's just this big old crazy whirlpool around them. And they're just sitting there. You know what I mean? They're just sitting there. So I don't know if these represent people, if you're the celebration and these are people around you. I don't know. But it's like they're all being held in place by whatever this is around you, okay? This swirl. So here's the thing. I know that the whirlpool around you, you want it to go away. Like it doesn't need to be there. And you're correct. It doesn't need to be there. It's being put there, I'm going to say on purpose for no reason. Does that make sense? But as long as these four things move forward together, this whirlpool will literally shift. It'll still be around you, but you're what's holding you guys in place by not moving. This, and I'm going to call it stupidity. This stupidity, the swirl, if you guys move together, it just moves. It just moves. The further you move, the slower it gets and it fades. So just move forward. Just these four items need to continue to move forward. All this shit, as you move forward, it starts to fade. So it's like falsely holding you in place right now because it looks like this big, bad, massive, nasty whirlpool. And it's not. So just move forward. Like I said, it'll move a little bit with you and then it'll go away. It'll fade and go away. So I hope that made sense. Jen, did it? With my sinus pressure that's now pushing my face apart. Vola. Is it Vola or Volha? Makes a lot of sense. Okay, good. I'm always curious because I'm always like, does that make sense to you? Like, I know what I saw. Air quotes, saw. Yeah, it's bad right across here. Like, I almost can't breathe out of my nose. It's fun. Snow in Oklahoma. No. No, ma'am. No. No. The fuck did that happen? I need to watch the weather more. Oh, thank you, Alexis. We're glad you stopped in and hung out. Vola. Okay, that's okay. Gotcha. And so I was like, do I need to say the H or not? Vola. Okay, gotcha. So let me chew. Sorry. Okay, Vola. So as soon as I focus on your energy, two things happen. It's like I know that you're cold all the time for some reason. Like this cold like pushes you in like this. And I think some of it is physical cold. Like you get cold for no reason where there shouldn't be cold. And it makes you feel like this. I also think that some of it is somebody is being really cold to you that makes you feel like that. But as soon as I saw the cold and as soon as I saw it like start to do this, right? Um, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. So, you know, in cartoons and stuff where there's like two kids that stand on top of each other and like a big coat and the coat just moves like this and they have like the fake head on top, like that kind of coat. Does that make sense? Like this big, huge fur coat, but it's literally a cartoon coat. It's like that coat is there for you if you want it. And I don't know why you're keeping yourself out of the coat. There we go. Does that make sense? You're keeping yourself out of the coat. It's like this humongous almost hut coat. It's huge and furry and warm. You feel like you don't fit into the coat. Like you feel like the coat is this big and you are humongous, but it's not. What I love about it is all you have to do is step into the coat, and not only does it make you warm and it stops all that cold, but it protects you and it shields you from, I'm going to say it this way, it shields you from the person that makes you cold. It's so funny. It's like as soon as you try to grab the coat, as soon as you try to move into the coat, it's like it moves like that. It's being shifted with you. So I feel like this coat represents a person and I don't know why. So it's like the more you're like, hey, 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 they kind of keep you at arm's length. Does that make sense? And then as soon as you stop trying to follow the coat comes to you. It's like the thing that you can see, and when you see it, it stops. Like Red Rover, you know what I mean? Or not Red Rover, red light, green light. There we go. It's like red light, green light. So ignore the coat and let the coat come to you. I really feel like this is a person. I feel like this is a person. It's almost like taming a feral animal, but they're very protective of you. They will be. They just don't know. So let me say it this way. So I was going to say this, that they just don't know why they're keeping it at arm's length. They're afraid just from past bullshit. They're afraid of being rejected. They're afraid of being not enough. When in reality, they're everything and more. So I hope that made better sense. With my sinus, I can't words. I should just plug my nose because yeah, we're at that level. You're welcome. Did that make sense? Does that make sense, Vola? All right, Heather Ventura, you're next. You're confused. I have a feeling that so a lot of times with these readings, the person there's usually one or two that are like, I have no idea what that was about, whatever. It's usually like a couple of days later, I get a message like, oh my God, I had to think about it for a minute, and this is blah 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 blah. I would almost guarantee you that it smacks you in the face this weekend. Yeah. I will say this. I want to go back to this really quick. Night, Monique, honey. I'm sorry that you feel cold so much. I understand that feeling. It's not fun. So, hi, Izzy. I understand that feeling. And it's not fun to just feel that cold deep inside. So, yeah, just so you know. Hopefully that helps. But I have a feeling that, yeah. Oh, Izzy, honey, you don't ever have to be worried about speaking up. We're just glad you're here. But you don't have to speak up either. Just come and hang out with us, okay? That's all that matters. Just come hang out. Aw. Aw. That's perfectly fine, sweetheart. That's perfectly fine. All right, Heather. Ready? So with you, Heather, I saw all these green squares, and at first they were solid green squares, right? And then they turned into, oh God, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. They're not neon lights, but like these open green squares. So it's just like a band of green. It's almost like a metal artwork. You know what I mean? Where it's like metal green squares and they're all kind of interconnected and they kind of do like that. Okay. What's the art connection? So this is Heather Ventura. What's the art connection, Heather? Because like I said, this green squares, and then it turned into almost this beautiful big metal work. I keep seeing it. It goes like this. Comes down, but it goes out and comes down like that, but then it goes up. Almost like if you took a spade and cut it in half and laid it like that. I don't know why I have to be so specific about it, but there you go. There you go. So whatever the art connection is, Heather, I don't feel like this is you. Like, I don't feel like I need to be like, oh, you need to get back to your creative side. I mean, you do. Nobody should ever repress their creative side. But this in particular is a museum. There's some art tie with the museum. I don't know if this piece was in there. I don't know what the squares represent, but it represents a museum. And I have a feeling that this is either something you shared with somebody, like a place you went with somebody that still touches you, or no, that's it. It's a place you went that still touches you. But at the same time, in your memory, it's also a place where you store other things. You really have almost an overactive imagination, and I love it. It's really cool the way that you sort your memories, the way that you sort your thoughts, the way that you sort your goals and your wishes and your dreams up in there. So now I'm curious if you're what level of neurodivergent you are. The art museum is one of your favorite places. Do you know what I'm talking about with the squares? I don't understand what the squares are. I have something poking me in the corner of the eye, and it's not funny, and I don't like it, and it needs to stop. I don't know what the squares are, so I was hoping that you would when I describe them. But yeah, love that. Not really. I was waiting to see if you knew what the squares were. So I'm curious about the outside of this building. Are there pillars? Oh, well, maybe you should. Maybe you should. Like, I would recommend it. Why ever? Why ever? For whatever reason, why ever? That must be an Oklahoma term. Why ever? Oh my Lord. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Obsidian Eyes. Will you send me a message? Oh, yes, you should. There are pillars out front and back. Okay. Well, I'm going to take that as yes, you need to go to the museum. Go to the museum. Go to the museum. Okay. Go to the museum. If that's one of y'all's favorite date places, date night places, then I would bet that it's been a long time since you guys have been out and had something that just allowed you to escape. So go to the museum. Okay? Go to the museum. Let me know if you see the squares because I don't understand what the squares mean. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad, Izzy. Thank you, honey. Thank you, sweet pea. Courtney, yes, you're on the list, babe. So I have Catherine, Kane, Jeff, Kelly, Christina, Shaya, Lisha, Whitney, and Courtney. Okay. Hello in Serbia. How are you, love? All right, Catherine. This is Catherine TD. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Morgan. Good night, love. Okay. It could just be that it's important for you to see those particular things at the particular time that you go. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mothman. All right. So the first thing with you, Miss Catherine, is for me to cough or get choked up for some reason. The first thing I see with you is like just these beautiful lapping waves. And it's almost like I'm either standing in them. I have to be standing in them because I'm not on a boat. But I just keep like this. It's like I just keep seeing them. Beautiful, soft blue. The sun is shining down. Like it's just a gorgeous day. Just standing there. It's like the most peaceful, calm. Like I got something stuck in my throat. It's just the most peaceful, calm thing. Oh, you're welcome. Good night, Boris. Yes, please do, Heather. That is driving me nuts. It's almost like when you swallow wrong, but it's not. So now I'm wondering if it's not like a pickle thing. What are those things? The little beads. Spices. My eyes even watering. I'm gonna die on TikTok. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So I got my earrings at a oddities convention, and the person no longer makes them. So yeah. So I do meet and greets everywhere I go, everywhere I travel to. And depending on where you are, I'm traveling all over. The cup is bigger than my head, right? It's a mega pint. Thank you, love. Okay. So what do squares represent? So I was in California last fall. I don't know what this is, and it's driving me up the wall. It's like right there. So we're just going to work through it. It is what it is. So I was in California last fall, but the spicy cough. No, it's just that I'm trying to eat and talk at the same time. And I shouldn't do that, obviously. The spicy cough. That's funny. It's a spicy cough. All right. So I'm looking at a convention in LA, but I haven't heard back yet. So just letting you know. Yeah. Well, so I am trying to get some for the shop. Just so you guys know. Trust me, you will know if I get some in. So I've got this big pair, and then I have a little pair as well that I wear. Yeah, mustard seed. Thank you. Whatever these are, because these are bread and butter pickle. Yeah, those little things right there. Yep. So let me eat another one. All right, Catherine. Okay. So the waves. I don't think that whatever this was in my throat is messing with your waves. Okay. But the thing is, even though I'm out front, like I'm facing the sun's up here, the waves are in front of me, like all I can see out here is water, just waves. Okay. You're missing the stuff behind you. You're missing the stuff behind you. It's almost like in trying to get to your inner peace, you have forgotten about all the things behind you. Having inner peace is great, but we still have all of that shit back there. And I understand this all too well. Been there, done that. It's like you find your inner peace at the risk of everything else. So, in forgetting everything else back there, yes, you're peaceful in the front, but you still have to check on the stuff back there. So, make time to look back and forth. Okay? Make time to look back and forth. Have your inner peace and know that it's there and don't let anybody pass you in the water. But you still have to turn around and deal with the stuff on shore. Okay? I know there's a lot of shit back there. I love that. A lot of shit back there. I know there's a lot of shit back there. Everybody has a lot of shit back there. So, and this is for Catherine especially, but this is for everybody. Everybody has shit. There are treasure troves back there. There is buried pirate treasure back there. But there is also nasty sacks of like 10-year-old moldy fruit. You see what I'm saying? Been doing a lot of healing work lately and not living life to the fullest. Has a talent. Gotcha. So you understood what I'm saying when I'm saying that you're not paying attention to stuff back there. I understand this, guys. I really, really do. You get to where you're rocketing forward and you feel like you're healing and you're doing so good. And then suddenly that shadow self just fucking punches you in the side of the head and knocks you sideways. Because you can move past stuff and you can heal from it and you can process and still gloss over all the stuff back there. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to turn around and deal with the stuff back there. You have to turn around and deal with the stuff back there. All right, sweetheart. I'm glad that made sense. All right, Kane, you ready? You're welcome, sweetheart. Sorry, I about died on a mustard seed. It was like, you know how when popcorn gets stuck up under your tongue right here? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Good times. All right, Kane. Thank you, guys. You're so sweet. So the first thing I see with you, Kane, is this black bowl. It's beautiful. Like it's wood. I want to say that it's probably stained black, but it's gorgeous. It's real thin, but it's like I would say it's huge. Like you could probably fit, I don't know, a basketball would look like this, like that. It's big, 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 but it's empty. So, are you ready, Kane? The bowl represents somebody that is not only extremely protective, they know they're extremely protective. And when I say protective, I don't mean as in like, oh, that's mine, I'm going to be protective of it. Some people are natural protectors. They're just natural protectors. Unfortunately, those people get taken advantage of too much to the point that they shut it off. The bowl represents somebody that has shut this off. So there are things that need to be put in the bowl that need to be protected, that need to be held up out of the water, off the table. But the bowl's been shut off. So I hope that that makes sense. I know that the person that the bowl represents has been taken advantage of repeatedly, and they have had that protection used and abused. And that's why it was shut off. But the universe is going to hold you back until the bowl is allowed to be used again. The bowl is a specific thing for a specific reason, and that talent was given to you for a specific reason. There are going to be people that come along that try to take advantage of it, and you're going to have to trust that you're going to know which ones are doing that and which ones need to be protected. But closing off the bowl and not allowing anything to be inside the bowl and be protected isn't the right use of the bowl. Does that make sense? Don't leave the bowl empty anymore, Kane. I have a feeling that there's somebody that's been on your mind to be in the bowl, to be protected, but you're afraid to. You need to be trusting your gut because there's going to be people that need to be protected and need to be in the bowl very, very soon, a lot of them. So you need to trust your gut. Okay. I hope that made sense, Kane. All right, Jeff, you ready? Jeff may already be asleep. So, Jeff, the first thing I saw with you was it was the front of a car, and then all of a sudden it was one headlight. And so, if you're facing the car, it would be the headlight on your left. And it's like I just zoomed right into the front of the headlight right here in front of my face. And as I zoomed into the headlight, like the light's on. It wasn't on until I get right here, until it gets like right here. And then the light's on. And when I realized that the light was on, I also realized that everything else around me was black. Like I had the light. My face is so close to the light. My face is so close that it's covering the light for everything else around it. So I'm looking at the light. The light is super bright. The light is just, I'm basking. My whole face is in the light. But the rest of me is in the dark, and everything around me is in the dark because my face is the only thing that's getting the light. And I have a feeling that it's been like this for so long. Your face has been the only thing in the light for so long that you don't know how to back up. You don't know how to take a couple of steps back so the light can be everywhere, so the light can be around you. And sometimes I have a feeling that this is caused by one thing and it's morphed into another. It's a trauma response. But now it's become a comfortable habit of just allowing it to be one part. The light's here and that's it. It's not going anywhere else. Nobody else gets it. And I get it. I really, really do. And in fact, I think almost everybody here gets that on a deep level. So, one thing I would say is to slowly start backing up from the light. Don't rip the band aid off all at once because it's been the comfortable norm for so long that if you were to just rip the band aid away, if you were to just rip the black or rip the light off, it would like shove you into a depression. You know what I mean? It would shove you into a dark night of the soul, like deep down the rabbit hole. So you have to start backing up little by little by little by little. And what's funny is I feel like there used to be someone on the other headlight. There used to be someone whose face was right here with that headlight. And now they're just gone. And I think that it's almost like I don't want to look over. I know they're not there anymore. I know they're not at the other headlight, but I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to look over and acknowledge it. So it's like keeping yourself alone to be alone, to stay right there with that headlight. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining that correctly. Like I'm trying to explain all the feels, but it's all revolves around this headlight. I don't understand. So thank you, Elena. I hope that made sense to you, Jeff. Oh, thank you, David, honey. So my list is closed for this evening, love. I only got a few more, and then I'm going to go face plant. Thank you, Miss Courtney Joanne. I appreciate that. I was waiting to see if Jeff understood what I was saying, what I was fumbling through. You have a lot to think about. Did it make sense? Okay, good. Good. I'm glad it made sense. Okay. All right. Ready, Kelly? So I have Kelly, Christina, Shaya, or Shaya, and I'm probably saying it wrong, and I'm sorry. And Lisha, Whitney, and Courtney. All right, Kelly. You're welcome, Jeff. Good night, Erica, honey. So I love this selenite sphere. My kid was playing with it when we were moving, and it got dropped. So it's got like a few little ouchies. Makes me sad. Oh, good, good, good. Okay. So Kelly, as soon as I focused on your name, it's like I saw this rain of gold coins come down on me like this. And as soon as I started to do this, because you think gold coins are going to be heavy, they're going to hit me in the head, they're going to knock me out. It's like they're the plastic ones, like the fake pirate coins you get at Halloween. Whatever the opportunity is that's being offered to you, that seems like it's just raining all the gold coins down on you, they're not as good as you think they are. I mean, I'm going to say this, it's better than nothing, but it doesn't have the weight or the value that they're making it out to be, if that makes sense. So move forward cautiously with whatever this opportunity is, because they're trying to like rain down all this gold coin on you, impress you, woo you, etc. And it's like sleight of hand. You know what I mean? It's all just for decoration. It's all just for decoration. Don't let them fool you. In other words, okay? Don't let them fool you. You deserve so much more, Kelly. Okay? Not only do you deserve so much more, this is just a stepping stone. Okay? Don't get too wrapped up in it and don't stay there forever. This is just a stepping stone. Okay? All right. Christina and Jesse, you ready? I keep getting hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Hot. Die over here. My heater says 73. It is not. I'm calling shenanigans. Shenanigans. Okay. All right, Christina. If I have to have a blanket and everything else, and I'm still cold, shenanigans. It's not 73. My heater's a lie. You're a liar, sir. Maybe it's the sleepy stupids. You're welcome. Or maybe this is literally how I am all the time. And you're welcome for that too. All right, Christina, here we go. Fruit Loops. Okay. It's like I kept seeing all these little rings, and then it was like, nope, those are Fruit Loops. There it was. Wow. Okay. So Fruit Loops. I don't know what the symbolism of the Fruit Loops is, because the next thing I see is a rattlesnake. Thank you, Blaze. It's weird. Fruit Loops, and then literally it's like a line and then a rattlesnake. That's weird. And I just keep seeing that. Fruit Loops, black line, rattlesnake, laid out straight. What I would say is that this line right here, the snake for some reason is laid out straight, almost like it's sunning itself. The line is keeping the snake away from the Fruit Loops. Does that make sense? There's only like a little pile of Fruit Loops. So I don't know if the Fruit Loops represent you, if they represent your family, your kids, whatever it is, like right here. Whatever this thin line is, it's keeping you away from over here. So the rattlesnake itself, being venomous, represents somebody actively, or could be actively, doing something bad in your direction. Okay? Whether it's spiritual, physical, etc. Normally it represents something spiritual. So it could be just somebody literally continually wishing ill will on you, continually wishing you will fail. They don't, y'all, people don't have to sit and do a jar and do candles and do all this stuff to have a working against you. They can literally just be putting it out into the universe that you're going to fail. You'll fail. If you hear it and you believe it, you're going to fail. But for some reason, there's this thin line, this thin black line about that big, that's keeping the snake over there and you over here. So here's what I'm going to say. Just take your Fruit Loops somewhere else. Seriously. Just scoop them up and take them somewhere else. You don't have to stay there, because eventually the snake's going to turn around and see you. Not the snakes like Fruit Loops. I don't know why the Fruit Loops and why. I don't know, but it is what it is. Pick up your Fruit Loops and take them somewhere else. Fuck that. Let the snake do what it wants to fucking do over there. So if you know who it is I'm talking about, there it is. If you know who it is I'm talking about, that's this snake putting this bullshit out your way, I would just walk away. I would just walk away. Yeah. Yeah. I would just walk away. Let the rattlesnake be the rattlesnake over there. Does that make sense? But what's funny is I don't feel like the Fruit Loops represent just one person. It's like a little group of people. Okay. Guys, sometimes letting a miserable person be miserable over there by themselves is exactly what needs to happen. Because if you are around this miserable person, you are going to eventually be miserable yourself. So walk away from their cranky, miserable ass and go be happy. Okay. Okay. All right, Shaya, you ready? All right. So the first thing I see with you is this beautiful big white horse. And me yawning. This beautiful big white horse. And it's like literally running. Its hair is streaming out. Its mane is streaming out. Its hair streaming out. Like it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay, so I normally don't answer these questions, but I saw this one here. Vicky, tell me about this new guy I just met and I'm talking to. Don't do it. I normally don't answer those. But as soon as I saw that, it caught my eye. That's just no. Just no. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing right there. Anyway, that's it. There you go, Vicky. So don't know why that caught me like that, but it's obviously something. That's a big no. That's a big, big no. Like, yeah. Okay. All right. So, Christina, the first thing is that horse just running, just galloping, happy, free, running. It's almost like there's somebody chasing behind it with a bridle. So, here's the thing. Don't let that motherfucker put the bridle on you. Because if it puts the bridle on you, you're going right back to the stable and you're never getting back out. Thank you, Sand Iron. You're never getting back out. Fucking run. Run away. Run. Don't stop. Don't look back. You don't need to have the bridle on. You don't need to go back into the fucking barn. You don't need to go back into the fenced pasture because you are this absolutely magnificent, powerful, beautiful, awesome horse. White horse with this flowing mane. And yeah, no. The fucker with the bridle, he can just stay back there in his little red barn. You don't need to be in the red barn. Not only do you not need to be in the red barn, you need to run the fuck as far as you can the other way. It's okay to wander. It's okay to be lost. I know everybody's seen the thing, not all who wander are lost. Not all who wander want to be found. Go wander and do your thing, sweetheart. Okay? Okay? Do not let them put the bridle back on you. Hell no. They can say they're happy ass over there. So, if that makes sense, Miss Shaya. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, David. Thank you so much. All right, Lisha, you ready? Good. I'm glad that made sense. Glad that made sense. All right, Miss Lisha. So the first thing I saw with you know how when you go to some of the jewelry stores or I don't know, sometimes you see them at gift shops, but you know the glass hearts and they're about this big and it's just a thin piece of glass, about the size of your pinky and it comes up like this. So I saw one of those that's pink, but it's just hanging here like this, okay? It's just hanging here, but it's glass. It's almost as if you're afraid to put it in the stand. You're afraid to hang it up. You're afraid to set it down. You're afraid to do anything with this heart because it's glass. So you're so worried that, well, if I set it in the stand, it could fall over and break. If I hang it up, it could fall off the hanger and break. If I lay it down, it could fall off the table and break. You're so afraid to do anything with this beautiful glass heart because it might break. Good night, Sherry, honey. That you're missing out on all of the beautiful sunshine that shines through it. And I'm just going to tell you a secret. Even though it's made of glass, it's solid glass. It's not hollow. So even if it does fall, it's not going to break anymore. It might chip and it might crack, but it's not going to break. The little glass part already broke. That hollow, thin lined glass already broke long time ago. And it got replaced with this thick lead glass. So even though it looks delicate and even though it looks like you could breathe on it and it would break, that thing is never going to break again. So you need to put it on display. You need to set it on the display. You need to hang it up. You need to let the sunshine flow through it. Because when sunshine flows through glass and it makes all the prisms everywhere and so on, you need to let that happen because in keeping that glass heart just suspended so no one can enjoy it, including yourself, you're missing out on all of the beautiful colors and the rainbows that are put off on this heart, that are put off of from the sunshine. It's not going to break. It's not going to break. It's already broke and you replace it with something better. So still protect it. Still keep your eye on it. Don't just give it to everybody. But at the same time, it's not going to break. Okay? It's not going to break. By putting it out there, putting it on display, is to pulling all of the things that go with that glass heart out and giving them to other people. Let them see all the prisms and all the joy that comes from that being on display. Okay? I can't tell if that was a heater or thunder. Probably the heater because it's still going. Just put it on display and let everybody appreciate the prisms. Let everybody appreciate the light and let everybody appreciate how beautiful it is. They don't know how strong it is. They don't know how strong it is. Yeah. Yeah. Does that make sense, Lisha? Gotcha. I understand. I guess it depends on I guess it depends on how you feel about it. Ugh, these make me yawn, even though I'm not tired because I slept in pretty late this morning. They make me yawn. It's pulling all the energy. It's so funny. So, oh, thank you, Witchy Gypsy. So, whenever I say put it on display, it may not really mean to be put on display for that particular guy. I would put it on display for everyone. Hey, goodbye, Fry. Or is it Frey? Goodbye, Frey. So, did that help, Lisha? All right, Whitney Mueller. Tyra, gotcha. Fry, gotcha. All right, Whitney. Mm, you're welcome very much, sugar. It's good to see you. So, Whitney, the first thing I saw with you, and this is what's interesting, is I saw raindrops, okay? But it's like they got to here, like right here in my vision, and they're just hanging there. They're just hanging there. It's all these raindrops, like all these raindrops, but there's just like, and they're just suspended in space right here. It's almost like you see all of the rain coming, but you're holding it at bay. There's an invisible ceiling, an invisible layer right there, and you're holding it at bay. You're holding them at bay. You're literally freezing the rain right now. It can't fall, it can't go anywhere. Hey, Lori Lou. So, here's the cool thing about that, Whitney. In freezing the rain and not letting the rain fall on your path, it means the path is clear and dry for you to walk down. But yet you're standing in one place. Honey, you've managed to pause the rain. You literally managed to pause the rain. Stop waiting. Go. Go down the path. It's sunny. It's dry. The path is easy to walk. The rain is paused. As long as you have that rain paused, move forward. And even when you no longer have the rain paused, still move forward. Okay? Stop being in the pause with the rain and just move forward. Okay? Yep. All right, Courtney, you ready? Ready, ready, ready? So it's funny. The first thing I saw with you was a whole bunch of emeralds, just like all over the place. And then they turned into a tapestry. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe what's on the tapestry because it's deep, deep emerald green and gold and white and black. So I'm going to say just from the colors that it's probably Celtic. Hello in San Francisco. That is probably Celtic. But I can't make out what's on it. It's like every time I do, like I'm seeing it like this. You know, when you see a cloth from the side, it's like you can tell the colors on it. You can see that it's got a pattern, but you can't see what pattern it is. So like I can see it like this, and every time I try to look at it, it shifts, it moves, so I can't see it. So obviously not for me to see. But the colors let me know that it's probably Celtic because most tapestries with those colors right now are. The emeralds are interesting though. They're all little. Well, I say little. That's pretty big, huh? And they're just kind of strung everywhere, all up underneath where this tapestry is. So it's like the tapestry is hanging like this. Thank you, Angel Love, honey. It's so weird. Like, here's all the emeralds, and the tapestry is right here. Just, you know what I mean? And it's fluttering and blowing in the wind and so on. I can't remember what emeralds mean, but I'm probably going to have to look it up now. You don't only have to have the emeralds underneath the cloth. You can put all the other things too, especially the clear quartz. I know that people say, well, you can't have this if you don't have this. You can't do this if you don't do this, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, Courtney, it's your path. And we kind of decide our own path. We get pointed in a certain way, but we kind of decide our own path. And technically, if we're in a simulation, you have to just, you know, do the things. What are they going to do? Reset you? Okay. I don't feel like you're holding yourself back. That one snuck up on me. I don't feel like you're holding yourself back. I feel like you're not giving yourself permission to experience everything else. You're only experiencing the emeralds. So give yourself permission to experience everything else. Even if it's just right there close by. Does that make sense? In experiencing everything else, it's either going to make you really appreciate the emeralds you already have, or it's going to let you know and see where you may need to get rid of some of those emeralds and put something else in. So I would look up what the spiritual meaning of emeralds are. is. I would look up what the spiritual meaning of emeralds are. Because that's kind of what's holding you back, is being too dedicated to that. Okay? That makes sense? Words? How's that, Courtney Pooh? Good. I'm so glad. There's you guys on YouTube. Oh, I see everybody over there on YouTube. Hey. She said, I needed to hear this. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad it made sense because I'm glad it made sense. So let me turn off YouTube here. Been reading, wow, 2 hours and 4 minutes. I almost was going to say 5, but